Good morning, all of you. How are you all today? Fine. Very cool morning, isn't it? Reshub, Gopinath, Suma, Purna, Sindhu, Swami, Pandey. Are you all fine today? Yes, very good. Shall we start our session? Am I audible to you all? Can you all hear me? Reshub 346, can you hear me? Okay, very good, very good, very good. Okay, let me share the screen now. So already we have finished the unit 2. The all three sections, A reading, B reading, C reading, along with all the grammar parts also we have covered, isn't it? So next, just let me share the screen now. Just wait. Okay. In the beginning of this session, this is what I'm going to explain you. You have to start writing your classwork book. I don't think that you have started your work, but you will have to start your classwork book today. Anyhow, we have finished the second unit. So you will have to finish the classwork book of second unit as well. And let me tell you the procedure for writing classwork book, especially we have a separate system of writing our classwork books. In the beginning, in the first page, you have to write your name, class, and you will also have to write the aim. It is very important because whenever you open your book, you have to keep it in your mind, your aim. Your aim should be kept in your mind. Suppose in the first page, first you write your name, so and so, and class. If you want to write the school, the name of the school that you study, you can go ahead with that in the third line. And don't forget that it is very important. In the front page, first page itself, you will have to write your aim. I want to become a doctor. I want to become an engineer. I want to become a pilot. Whatever you want to become, just to write it there. Okay. So this is all about the first page. And in the second page, you go ahead with the normal capital letters and small letters. Normal capital letters and small letters. So here uppercase print, lowercase print, it is given like this. So these two, normal capital letter and normal small letter, you write in the second page. I mean, you can see the slide here, half of it in one page. And the remaining cursive writing capital letter and cursive writing small letters in the third page. Cursive writing capital letter and cursive writing small letter in the third page. So in the first page, name, class, the name of your school and aim. In the second page, normal capital letter, normal small letter. Third page, cursive writing capital letter, cursive writing small letter. And in the fourth page, you will have to write 50 new words. You have to write 50 new words. So it's already given here. Take a screenshot now. Take a screenshot now. Have you all taken it? See the next page. Take a screenshot of it as well. What do you see in all these words? You could see some hyphens in the middle of the words, isn't it? So here words are separated according to their syllables. Words are separated according to their syllables. If you write it with the syllables, if you don't know the pronunciation of a word, you can split it. You can find out the pronunciation yourself. You don't need the help of your teacher, isn't it? See, solitary, solitary. So see here, reflection, reflection. So if you split or divide a word into 2 or 3 parts, you can easily understand the pronunciation of that word. That's why in our school we have a system like writing the glossary words with the syllables. So there wouldn't be getting any doubt regarding the pronunciation of a particular word. See here, integral, integral, as certain, ascertain, believe, believe, reinforce, reinforce, precious, precious, compassion, compassion, perception, perception, respective. So if you split the word into 2 or 3 parts, it is easy for you to find out the pronunciation of that particular word. Okay. So in the first page, you will have to go ahead with the name, class, the name of your school, and aim. In the second page, you will have to go ahead with normal capital letter and normal small letter. And in the third page, capital cursive writing capital letter and cursive writing small letters. And in the fourth and fifth page, you will have to go ahead with these 50 hard words with the syllables. Don't forget that you will have to write as it is. And then you go ahead with the writing your classwork book. Forget about this word homework. And in page 1, name, class, subject and aim. Page 2, normal capital, and page 3, small letters. I mean cursive writing capital letter and cursive writing small letters. And in the next, how you are going to start the unit 1 and title of the lesson. Whatever title you have to write the title of the lesson. After that, you have to write the glossary, question and answers. At the end of the unit, each and every unit, at the end, you will be having a discourse. It may be writing a diary, an invitation card, a formal or informal letter, a biographical sketch, it may be. So you will have to finish 1 or 2 discourses as well. So this is the procedure of writing classwork book. So once again, first page, name, class, aim. Second page, normal capital letter, normal small letters. Third page, cursive writing capital letters, cursive writing small letter. And in the fifth page, you will have to go ahead with the 50 hard words that I have given. And next, you will have to start writing your unit 1. As we haven't covered the unit 1, you start writing your classwork book with the unit 2. Unit 2. And go ahead with the vocabulary, I mean glossary, question and answers, and finally discourse. Then this is the procedure for writing classwork book. And don't forget that next week you will be having an examination formative assessment 1, and prepare the second unit for that. Prepare the second unit. Already we have covered that second unit, isn't it? So that unit you will have to prepare for your examination. So you will be having an examination of 20 marks. Okay. Okay, class 9, English unit 3, air reading, Swami is expelled from school. And the aim of this lesson is to understand the importance of school life and education. Importance of school life and education. So let's start our lesson. We will learn the vocabulary, I mean glossary from the lesson. The first word is flushed. What do you mean by flushed? Flushed, it means red and hot. Flushed, it means red and hot. A flushed face. Flushed face, it means an angry face. So it has another meaning as well, angry. When your face is red and hot, you may be angry, isn't it? So flushed, it means red and hot. You can also take it as angry. Ominous. Ominous. Ominous, it means suggesting that something bad is going to happen. An ominous look, it means a look that suggests something bad is going to happen. You might have heard about omen, isn't it? Good omen, bad omen. Suppose you are going to attend an interview. When you are going out of your house, suddenly you see a black cat just crossing the path. A black cat crossing the path. What do you think then? You will fail in the interview or you will fail in your examination. So when we are going out, if we see a black cat, it's not a good omen, it's a bad omen. So here ominous, it means suggesting that something bad is going to happen. Eminence. The next word is eminence. The quality of being highly accomplished and respected. Eminent personalities, you might have heard. Eminent personalities. It means very, very respected personalities. But in this lesson, here eminence, it means height. Eminence, it means height. But the actual meaning of the word is the quality of being highly accomplished and respected. A highly accomplished and respected person can be called as an eminent personality. And the next word is a verb, flog. Flog, it means beat with a stick as a punishment. You are flogged now and then in the school, isn't it? By your teacher. The teacher will take a stick. If you don't say the answer, she or he will hit you with that stick. So flog, it means beat with a stick as a punishment. In schools, you are always flogged by your teacher, isn't it? Next word is ascertain. Ascertain, it means find out. I'm going to ascertain. I'm going to find out whether whatever you said is true or false. Ascertain, it means find out. Perspiration. What do you mean by perspiration? Perspiration, it means sweat. Sweat. So when the climate is extremely hot, you sweat, isn't it? When you work hard for 4 or 5 hours, you usually sweat. And the next word is knuckles. A part of a finger at a joint where the bone is near the surface. So this part is known as knuckles. This part is known as knuckles. And the next word is rap. Rap, it means severe blow with a cane. Severe blow, severe hit with a stick. Severe hit with a stick. So flog and rap, they are almost in same meaning. Flog and rap. See, beat with a stick as a punishment. Rap, severe blow with a cane. Cane, it means stick. Cane, it means stick. So cane, that word can be taken as a verb as well as a noun. Cane means stick. Caned, it means punished or beat with a stick. Okay, once again we will go through the vocabulary section. Flushed, it means red and hot. Ominous, it means suggesting that something bad is going to happen. Eminence, the quality of being highly accomplished and respected. Flog, beat with a stick as a punishment. Ascertain, find out. So this is a very common word, ascertain. You will have to keep that word in your mind. It's a very, very common word in English. Perspiration, it means sweat. Knuckles, this joint is known as knuckle, a part of a finger at a joint where the bone is near the surface. And finally, the word rap. Rap, it means severe blow with a cane. Here we have some more words. The next word is gaol. Gaol. Gaol, it means jail. It's an old usage. It's an olden usage. Gaol, it means jail or prison. Discreet, it's an adjective. What do you mean by discreet? Tactful or careful in saying something. So he's always discreet. It means he's always careful when he says something. Discreet, careful in saying something. You must also be very discreet, isn't it? Discreet, it means you must be careful when you say something. Distress, extreme pain, great pain. When she heard the news, she got distressed. It means she got extreme pain by hearing the news. Thrash, beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. Your teachers, they usually thrash you. When you commit a mistake, your parents use it to thrash you, isn't it? Nowadays, you are staying in the home for a long time. You don't have school. So you will create some problems at your home. Then your parents will thrash you. Thrash, it means beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. When your teacher is getting a lot of angry, he used it to beat you repeatedly 2 or 3 times. So thrash, it means beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. Whack, the act of hitting vigorously. The act of hitting, the act of beating vigorously. It means in an uncontrolled manner. In an uncontrolled manner. Whack, the act of hitting vigorously. The act of punishing in an uncontrolled manner. When you lose your temper, when you are extremely angry, you will punish somebody in an uncontrolled manner. And the next word is brigand. What do you mean by brigand? A member of a gang of bandits or thieves. Bandits, it means thieves. So a member of a gang of bandits or thieves. Brigand. If you are a member of a group of thieves or a gang of thieves, you can be called as a brigand. But in this lesson, brigand, it means a waste fellow. Sometimes your teachers used to call you as a worst fellow, isn't it? You brigand, you waste fellow, you didn't study your home, you didn't study your lesson. And the next word is desperation. Desperation, it means anxiety or worry. Anxiety or worry. And here we go with another word, restrain. Keep under control. They are trying to restrain the situation. They are trying to keep the situation under control. Under control, restrain, keep under control. And the next word is grasp. Grasp, seize and hold family. Seize and hold a family. Hold, it means catch, family. When you and your mother going to market, suddenly a dog came towards you. Suddenly you will grasp your mother's hand, isn't it? Seize and hold a family. So these are the hard words that you have to learn from this lesson. Once again, we will go through that glossary words. Flushed, it means red and hot. Ominous, suggesting that something bad is going to happen. Eminence, from a height, or the quality of being highly accomplished and respected. Flog, it means beat with a stick as a punishment. Ascertain, find out. Perspiration, sweat. Knuckles, this joint is called a knuckle. Rap, severe blow with a cane, beat with a cane. And gaol, it means jail. Discreet, it means tactful. He is discreet, he is tactful, he is careful in saying something. Distress, extreme pain. Thrash, again beat repeatedly and violently with a stick. Whack, the act of hitting vigorously in an uncontrolled manner. Brigand, a member of a gang of bandits or thieves. Desperation, it means anxiety or worry. Restrain, keep under control. And finally, the word grasp, seize and hold firmly. So here we start our lesson now. So in case of this unit, reading A, Swami is expelled from school, reading B, not just a teacher but a friend, poem, and reading C, homework. And the theme of this lesson is school life. You could see in this picture, a woman is carrying her child, and the child, you observe that picture clearly, the child is very happy as she is going to school. She is going to learn something. She is going to meet her friends. And you could see the background of that picture as well. It's full. You could see the greenery there. The background is greenish, isn't it? So totally a happy situation there. Mother is sending the child to school, and the child is extremely happy as she's going to learn something. Moreover, she is going to meet her friends and teachers. So she is going to learn something, how to live in a society, how to acquire a job. And in this picture, you could see a lady teacher. She is pinching the ears of a child. It's a punishment. It is given as a punishment. So you see the first question. Do you agree with the action of the teacher as depicted in the picture? As given in the picture, there is an action, the teacher is punishing the child. Give it at least one reason for your opinion. Do you agree with the action of the teacher? Actually, do you agree with the teacher when your teachers are punishing you? Would you like that? And do you think that this is the correct way to change the character of a child? Sometimes punishment is necessary, isn't it? Huh? When teachers are punishing you in an uncontrolled manner, it will be a trouble as well. So different persons have different opinions. So you may agree with punishing the child, you may not agree with punishing the child. So that's all your personal opinion. I cannot ask your personal opinion in person now because almost 300 students are there in the session, and we will go through the second question. Suggest ways of maintaining discipline that do not involve physical or verbal abuse. So this physical punishment or verbal abuse. Verbal abuse, it means telling something to degrade the student. Telling something to degrade the student. Suppose if I call you a monkey, a teacher is calling the child, the student, as a monkey, idiot, rascal, scoundrel. Is that all acceptable in a school? No. So give respect and take respect should be our motto. The teachers should not use any vulgar words in front of the children. They should not call them like idiot, rascal, scoundrel, stupid. So that's not good. So according to our new educational system, we should motivate the children and change their character. We should not punish the child. So there is no physical or verbal abuse happen in a school. It shouldn't happen in a school. Now in newspaper you might have read that a teacher is punished for punishing a child at school, or dismissed from the teacher is dismissed from the school for punishing a child. But in the past, teachers used to punish the children a lot. But nowadays in schools, the teachers cannot punish the children because it is against the rules of the country. So no physical abuse, no verbal abuse to the children. Here we go with the lesson. So this lesson is titled as Swami is expelled from school. What do you mean by the word expelled? Expelled, it means removed, terminated, or dismissed permanently. Dismissed. So here the boy Swami who is studying in a school is going to be removed from the school. Swami is expelled from school. Okay, let's go through the first paragraph. The headmaster entered the class with a slightly flushed face and a hard, ominous look in his eyes. So, all the students, they were sitting in a classroom. And the teacher may be taking the class. Suddenly, what happened? The headmaster entered the class. Do you all fear your headmaster? You are afraid of your headmaster, isn't it? You may not be afraid of your teacher, your class teacher, maybe your subject teachers, but always you are afraid of your headmaster. And you should have a fearful respect towards your teachers, or a fearful respect on your teachers. You cannot consider them as your friends, isn't it? Huh? The headmaster here entered the class with a slightly flushed face. Slightly flushed face, it means slightly angry face. He is angry. Why? Because the students of ninth class had done something wrong, maybe. And a hard, ominous look in his eyes. When you observe his eyes, it shows a hard, ominous look. Ominous, it means something bad is going to happen. Headmaster is angry, and the children understood that something bad is going to happen to them. So Swaminathan wished that he had been anywhere but there at that moment. So one of the students in that class is named Swaminathan. He is the main character of this lesson. Swaminathan or Swami wished that. What did he wish? He had been anywhere. He couldn't have been there. I didn't want to be in the class. But did he there? Yes, he was there in the classroom. Swaminathan wished that he had been anywhere but there at that moment. From this sentence, we can understand that Swaminathan committed something. Maybe he didn't write homework. Maybe he was absent yesterday. Maybe he fought with his friends. That's why when headmaster entered the class, Swaminathan got some fear. Swaminathan was scared. Let's see what's going to happen. The headmaster surveyed the class. The headmaster surveyed, looked at all the students. Looked at all the students. The headmaster surveyed the class for a few minutes and asked. So when he came in, he didn't start speaking anything. He surveyed the class, looked around the class for 2 or 3 minutes, a few minutes, and asked, "Are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday? Oh, you students, are you not ashamed? Don't you feel shame of coming and sitting here in this classroom after what you did yesterday?" From this, we can understand that the students of ninth class, they did something horrible yesterday. They committed a mistake yesterday. That's why the headmaster came to know about that thing, and he came to the class to punish the children, maybe to scold the children, maybe. Then he asked, "Don't you feel shame to come and sit in this classroom after what you did yesterday? You did something bad yesterday, and without feeling any shame, you came to the class and sitting in the classroom." Just as a special honor to them, just as a special honor to them, he read out the names of a dozen students. He read out the names of a dozen students or so that had attended the class. So only a dozen, almost 12 students had attended the previous day's class. The remaining all students were absent. Maybe we know that 25 to 30 students will be there in a school, in a class, not school, in a class. Out of that, only 12 students attended the class yesterday and the remaining all students were absent. So the headmaster is very angry, isn't it? If one or two students absent, the teacher could understand that maybe he got fever, headache or something. But almost 15 or 20 students were absent yesterday. There might be a good reason for that. The headmaster wanted to know that. He knew that some students simply took the leave. So he's very angry. That's why he came to the class with a flushed face and a hard, ominous look in his eyes. The headmaster surveyed the class a few minutes and asked, "Are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you..." Just as a special honor to them, he read out the names of dozen students or so that had attended the class. Then he started reading 12 students' names. They had attended the class. Headmaster is happy with them, those who attended the class yesterday. After that, he read out the names of those that had kept away. After that, he started reading out the names of the students, those who did not attend the class the previous day and asked them to stand on their benches. So this is a usual punishment, isn't it? This is a very usual punishment. So the teacher will not beat you with a stick. Instead, he or she will ask you to stand on the bench. Boys, they will be feeling very proud to stand on the benches, isn't it? Huh? Boys will feel very proud when they are standing on the bench. But girls, will you be very proud? No, you feel shame. Girls will feel shame, but boys will be very happy. Ah, today I am standing on the bench. This is what is happening in schools. And some students, they are extremely happy when they are standing on the benches. See, after that, he read out the names of those that had kept away. Kept away, it means the students, those were absent the previous day, and asked them to stand on their benches. He felt that punishment was not enough. Oh, that punishment was not enough. Who thought? The headmaster thought. And what did he do then? And asked them to stand on their desks. Asked them to stand on their desks. So this is a little horrible. First, the headmaster asked them to stand on the benches. Then the headmaster thought that this punishment was not enough. It's not good. Then the headmaster said that everyone stand on the desk instead of benches. So they were placed in a more height place, isn't it? He felt that the punishment was not enough and asked them to stand on their desk. Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated at that eminence. So Swaminathan also, in the same situation, he did not attend the class. He did not attend the class. The headmaster said him to stand on the bench. Then he asked him to stand on the desk. So Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated. Humiliated, it means he was felt insulted. Humiliated. Underline the word there and write there, insulted. Swaminathan was among them and felt humiliated at that eminence, at that height. We know that Swaminathan is not standing on the floor. He was not on the bench. He was not on the he was on the desk. So the place was height from that eminence. Then they were lectured. Then the headmaster started speaking something. Then they were lectured. When it was over, they were asked to offer explanations one by one. When it was over, when the lecture was over, they were asked to offer explanations one by one. The headmaster is going to ask the students one by one the reason for their absence. Why have you kept away from the school yesterday? One said that he had an attack of a headache. So this is a very usual answer, isn't it? When your teacher asks you why didn't you attend the class yesterday? This is a very common answer. Headache, fever, or function. These are the three main reasons that you have, isn't it? One is headache. Second one is fever. Maybe stomach pain also. Stomach pain. And the next one is function. Otherwise, village going also. I went to my village. So these are the common explanations that you give to your teacher. Is that all a good reason? In our childhood days, even if we were suffering from fever, we used to go to the school. A light headache or something, the treatment we can take from the school itself, because in the school we have a lot of medicines. In our childhood days, in a year, we used to miss 1 or 2 classes in a year. But in case of you, it is minimum 20 to 25 classes, isn't it? In a year, you may be absent 20 to 25 classes. At least 10. 10. Will you all agree with me? 10. Okay, fine. When it was over, they were asked to offer explanations one by one. One said that he had an attack of a headache and therefore could not come to school. So the first child, he said that he had headache or he was suffering from headache. That's why he could not come to the school. He was asked to bring a medical certificate. Okay, if you have headache, you might have gone to the doctor and get the treatment, isn't it? So you bring that medical certificate. Who asked? The headmaster asked. So if the student was telling a lie, he will be caught. If the student was telling a lie, he would be caught, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Nowadays, in your schools, it's not happening, isn't it? When you are telling that I had a headache, fever, or something, or I went to marriage, usually the teachers will accept the your explanation, and the teacher will ask you to sit, isn't it? But in the past, the situation was different. In the past, the situation was different. The teachers used to ask medical certificate. Teachers used to ask medical certificate. And when we were absent, we used to bring the medicines to the school to satisfy our teacher. We will show the teacher that these are the medicines that we are taking now. So the teacher will accept. Okay, the next paragraph is a very long paragraph, isn't it? Okay, we will go through this paragraph also. The second said that while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that there would be no school and he had gone back home. So then the headmaster went to the second student and he asked the reason for being absent. Then the second child, the second one, he said that while he had been coming to school yesterday, while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that there would be no school and he had gone back home. Is that a good reason? When you are coming to school, on the roadside, there was a person. He was simply standing there. And he said that today is a holiday, there is no school. When you hear his words, will you go back to home, or you will come to school and get it confirmed? You will come to school and get it confirmed, isn't it? If you are wise, you will do like that only. If you are not wise, simply hearing his words, you will run back to your home and stay with your parents. You will be extremely happy, isn't it? If that person who was standing on the roadside was a mad person, he simply cheated you. What would happen the next day? The teacher will punish you. So the second child said that while he had been coming to school on the previous day, someone had told him that there would be no school and he had gone back home. So the second child, he was an idiot, isn't it? He simply heard the words of a bystander and he went back to his home. The headmaster replied that if he was going to listen to every loafer, what do you mean by loafer? Loafer, it means a jobless person. He usually wanders here and there, simply roaming here and there without any job. He is a very lazy person as well. So the headmaster replied that if he was going to listen to every loafer who said there would be no school, he deserved to be flogged. He deserved to be punished. So here, the second child, he simply went back to his home hearing the words of a loafer. A person, a waste fellow, he was standing on the roadside and said that there would be no school. Today is a holiday. Then the second child, he heard his words and went back to his home. Then the headmaster said that if you are going to listen to every loafer, every waste fellow who is standing on the roadside and telling that there would be no school, if you hear such words, if you followed him, you deserve to be flogged. Flogged, it means flogged already. We had gone through that meaning. Hit with a stick. Hit with a stick. A severe punishment with a stick. You should be punished. Anyway, why did he not come to school and verify? At least you could come to the school and verify whether there would be school or not, isn't it? This is what the wise children do, because he is the worst person. That's why he did not come to the school and verify. He simply listened the words of the loafer and went back to his home. Then no answer. The headmaster asked him, why didn't he come to the school and verify it? And the child did not speak a word. The punishment was pronounced. 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupees fine, and the whole day to be spent on the desk. So, punishment. What was the punishment for being absent on that day? 10 days attendance cancelled. Even if you attend the next 10 days class, you won't get a attendance. That is the first one. And 2 rupees fine. 2 rupees fine. You will have to pay to your class teacher 2 rupees. And the next thing is, the whole day from morning to evening, he had to stand on the desk. So the punishment was very severe, isn't it? 10 days attendance cancelled, 2 rupees fine, and the whole day to be spent on the desk. Okay, now the time is over, I think, and we will wind up the session here. And students, there should be an examination next week. I mean, after the Deepavali holidays. So don't forget that you have to prepare your lessons well. So only second unit, A reading, B reading, C reading, along with the grammar part. And don't forget to complete your classwork book. As I said, everything should be written neatly. Your handwriting should be excellent. When the teacher sees your handwriting, she should be stunned. That's all. Okay. Thank you all.
Can you hear my voice, sir?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to Shanvi Learning Services. Welcome to biology session. See, students, yesterday we have discussed how to write a CW. So, for continuation, if you have any flowchart related, you have to write in a flowchart manner such that you can know easily without getting confusion. See here on the screen, animal tissues are there. Here there are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, nervous tissue, and muscle tissue. So like that categorized. So in that again subcategories are there. So like that you have to write. Later, here written hormone. Okay. So a hormone is any member of a class of signaling molecules produced by glands in multicellular organisms that are transported by the circulatory system to target distant organs to regulate physiology and behavior. So like that, About hormones, you have to write. About hormones, you have to write. Later, you have to
Srinivas sir, you are muted, sir.
Can you hear me, sir? Oh, okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, children. After that, hormones are here. Like next topic is academic standards. Here we have academic standards, 7 academic standards, conceptual understanding. Okay, conceptual understanding. See here. Please stay online, all of you. So you have to write about academic standards, conceptual understanding, and asking questions and making hypothesis, and experimentation and field investigation. Okay. Next, information skills and projects, communication through drawing, model making, appreciation and aesthetic sense values, and application to daily life. Okay, and concern to biodiversity. So like that, you have to write. So after writing that, you can go for the keywords. Okay. So here, after writing that academic standards, what are given in your textbook, you can go for keywords. So keywords also lesson wise here. Okay. So here in 9th class, we have total 11 lessons. Okay. Cells, its structure and functions, plant tissues, animal tissues, plasma membrane, diversity in living organism classification, and sense organs, animal behavior, challenges in improving agriculture production, adaptations to different ecosystems, soil pollution, biogeochemical cycles. See, children, here what I am showing, this is 10th class, just for example, just to get an idea. So, so now it is 9th class. That's why you have to take that particular 9th class lessons, and you can write some keywords. Okay, new words from that particular lesson, like cell set structure and function. Okay, and plant tissues, like that you just take one after one. Okay, and write that particular keyword here: plasma membrane, selectively permeable membrane, prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell, chromoplast, leucoplast, vesicles, cristae, and matrix, like that you have to write, and write that for that particular words the syllables also, as here written, like ptyalin, pty hyphen a hyphen lin, like the syllables you have to write. Later for that particular word you have to give explanation, like meaning. Okay, for example, here ptyalin is there. Okay, and amylase found in the saliva of animals, like that you have to write for your particular keywords. Okay. Next, Second lesson, as it is like some keywords and syllables and explanation, like meaning or something like 1 or 2 lines you have to write. So later you can go for style sheet. Here, this is 10th class first lesson, nutrition style sheet. So like in this manner, you have to make a style sheet for your first lesson, that is cell structure and functions. Cell structure and functions. Okay. And here, after in that style sheet, you have to draw the diagram. You have to draw the diagram. The diagram, by observing the diagram, person should get what is there in that lesson. So like that, we have to select the diagram. Already here, cells, its structure and functions here. In your textbook, already given one cell picture here. You can draw that style sheet in the style sheet diagram, plant cell and animal cell. You can write, draw, no problem. So here, a beautiful diagram you have to draw in that style sheet. Okay, so like in this manner. Okay, and next, see here.
Sir,
This,
excuse me, sir. Screen is not shared, sir.
okay, okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, okay, sir.
Now, children. So after writing that academic standards, you have to draw the style sheet of that lesson. For example, you have started first lesson, then that lesson name you have to write. Along with that lesson name, you have to draw the diagram. Okay, the diagram compulsory you have to draw very beautifully, and that diagram should express that what theme is there in that particular lesson. See here, nutrition, 10th class, just example here. See, a plant taking sunlight and carbon dioxide and from soil, water. So that particular things, those things are involved by the plant and produce the glucose. So like that, diagram you have to draw. The diagram should express that particular theme of the topic. Okay. So in this manner, you have to make the style sheet of the lesson. Next, already before that, you have written some of keywords from that particular lessons by mentioning lesson by lesson. Okay, children. So there you have to write some of keywords or new words from that lesson, particular lesson. Now here you just write after lesson after lesson. Exactly in textbook they will give keywords. Okay, in first lesson, cells its structure and functions. Here we have plasma membrane, selectively permeable membrane, prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell, chromoplast, leucoplast, vesicles, cristae, matrix, like that. So if you select there some of new words or keywords from the topic, then now here you have started, for example, cells its structure and function. Then you can take these keywords like what they are given backside of the lesson. Okay, or if you have taken that backside of the lesson, the keywords already there, then now you can collect some of keywords, new words from that lesson, and same just to write syllables and meanings also. So in that manner you have to write keywords. Next, see, after that you can go for writing question answers. Okay, improve learning. Here first question with a black pen. See, for example, what is the role of acid in stomach, like that. Just an example here, and answer with a blue pen. And where the diagram is needed, you have to draw the diagram compulsory. See here, how is the small intestine designed to assimilate the food? Explain. This is a 10th class children. So where that particular diagram is required, there you have to draw the diagram like given on the screen. Okay. So after writing the question answers, diagrams, drawing the diagrams, and later, see here some of questions also given like the Rahim prepared a model showing the passage of the food through different parts of the elementary canal, and observe this and label its parts. So that type of also you have to complete. Later you can go for the fill in the blanks. Okay, after writing the fill in the blanks, you can go for the activity. So now here in activity, here you have to draw the diagrams which are not covered in the question answers. Okay, in the question answers already almost all some of diagrams have covered. So rest of the diagrams which which are not covered in that, so that diagrams you have to draw in the activity. Like your teacher can suggest you what diagrams to be drawn in that activity. So here some of diagrams have drawn in that activity. So which are covered in the question answers, there is no need of that, and the rest of the diagrams only you have to draw as a activity. Okay. So here some of diagrams have drawn. It's like this. Okay. So I will repeat again, children. Here, first of all, listen carefully. First of all, we have to start with a name sheet. Okay. In that name sheet, name, class, subject, school name, and rule number, teacher name, like that. Some formalities will be, you have to fill that. Then after that, leave one page or one paper. Next, you can start that alphabets. In that alphabets, you have to write a normal capital letters, later normal small letters, as I have shown yesterday. Okay. And next, cursive capital letters, cursive small letters. Later you can go for the branches of science. Okay, urology, bromatology, cardiology, dermatology, like that I have shown yesterday. So that branch of science you have to write. Later you can go for the basics, proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates. Okay, and cell, tissue, muscle. Okay, and bacteria, virus, fungi, arthropoda. Okay, and enzymes, hormones. So like that, you just categorize and write. Okay, the particular group which are relevant, that you can write on a side, one side. Later you can start one more, and like that you have to complete. Next, if you have any flow charts, you just can write that in flowchart manner, the hormones, like that. After that, you have to start the academic standards, like which academic standards are given in your textbook already. 7 academic standards are there that you have to write. Later, you can go for the keywords. Okay, so keywords you have to write. After writing the keywords, next you can start the lesson name. So lesson name, a style sheet. So in that style sheet also you have to draw the diagram which can express about the lesson, particular given the lesson. Okay. Next, you can start some keywords. Oral keywords you just write like after that academic standards or from all lessons. Then rest of that you can write lesson wise also. After the lesson name, you just have to write particular keywords that by mentioning that see with black pen you have to write that keywords and uh, syllables and explanation you can give. Okay, in 1 line or 2 lines like meaning. Okay, with the blue pen. After the keywords, you can go for the writing improve your learning, like question answers you have to write question answers. After writing the question answers, you can go for the activity like fill in the blanks. After the filling the blanks, you can go for the activity. In that activity, you have to draw the diagrams which are not covered in the question answers. Okay, with help of your teacher. See, teacher will suggest you what diagrams to be drawn in that activity. Okay, like that you have to write your CW. Okay, children. Then now we can go go to our lesson where we have stopped in the last class. See, children, we have done already the activity growth of roots in onion bulb, and let us discuss once again about plant tissues. As you know, plants perform functions which are different from animals, and also their structure is different. Hence, they have tissues which are different from animals. They are further classified into many subcategories, which is shown in the table below. See, plant tissues, meristematic and permanent. In that meristematic, cells are capable of cell division. Permanent, mature cells are incapable of cell division. In that permanent again, two simple and complex tissues composed of a single type of cells. Okay, single type of cells. Next, complex tissues composed of more than one type of cell. The simple, again, parenchyma, cholenchyma, sclerenchyma is there. Next, in complex, xylem, phloem. Okay, in the xylem vessels, tracheids, whatever in phloem, sheath tubes, and companion cells like that there. Here, type of plant tissues. There are 4 types of plant tissues are there. They are so MDGS. Okay, so here MDGV code. M for meristematic tissue, D for dermal tissue, G for ground tissue, V for vascular tissue. Okay, you just remember this, like MD doctor, the doctor name is GV. Okay, now. So M for meristematic tissue, D for dermal tissue, G for ground tissue, V for vascular tissue. So here there are 4 types of plant tissues. Okay, next come to meristematic tissue. The main characteristic of this tissue is that it is responsible for the growth of plants. Okay, meristematic tissue. What is the responsibility of meristematic tissue? For the growth of plants. So these cells of this tissue continuously divide and later differentiate. Okay, what the differentiator that get converted into like a permanent differentiate into permanent tissue. Okay, So the main characteristics of this tissue is that is responsible for the growth of plants. The cells of this tissue continuously divide, later differentiate. See here, merisematic tissue here. In this merisematic tissue, the merisematic tissue are found in the growing regions. Okay, see here, growing regions, we can see the meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues are found in the growing regions of the plant, like the tips of root, stem, and branches. So, where the growing regions are there, what about in plant, what about in branches, or root, or stem? Okay, that tip area only we can see the meristematic tissue. That particular place is responsible for growing. Okay, so here meristematic tissues are found in the growing regions of the plant, like the tips of root, stem, and branches. They divide continuously and help in the growth of the plant. Okay, so for this particular places, they divide continuously. Continuously they divide, later differentiate. Continuously they divide, and they can help in growth of stems and roots. Okay, branches. So in this, they are of three types. Okay, so apical, lateral, intercalary. So apical meristematic tissues, lateral meristematic tissues, intercalary meristematic tissues. Here you can draw the flow chart also. So meristematic tissue, just to draw three lines, and so in this again three are there, like those are apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue. Then, so overall, the what is the work of these apical, lateral, intercalary? So simply the growth of the plant. So, so particular places, which place, which meristematic tissue is responsible for growth. What places they will do the function? See here, apical meristematic tissue. Let us discuss about apical meristematic tissue. Apical meristematic tissues are present in the tips of stems and roots. See, meristematic tissue overall, like apical, lateral, intercalary, three are comes under meristematic tissue only. This meristematic tissue is responsible for growth of the plant. Okay, fine. If we go deeply, this apical meristematic tissue, which is responsible for growth, so that are present in the tips of stems and roots. Okay, so those are present uh, in the tips of stems and roots. They help in the growth of stems and roots. Okay, growth of the stems and roots. Next, lateral meristematic tissues. See here, lateral meristematic tissues are present in the sides of the stems and roots. So they help to increase the girth of the stem and roots. Next, intercalary meristematic tissues. Intercalary meristematic tissues are present at the base of leaves and intermodes, and help in the growth of those parts. So, so internal parts. Okay, so intercalary meristematic tissues are present at the base of leaves and intermodes, and help in the growth of the growth of those particular internal parts. Okay, it's here meristematic tissue. See here, there is one diagram is given, like with see here, apical, intercalary, and lateral. Okay, here we can make a like particular type apical meristematic, intercalary, lateral, like that, and you can write location also, and next function also you can write. Okay, by taking the information from above slide, and you can write in this manner also. So here also given clearly about apical meristem. As the name suggests, that tissue is present at the apex of the main and lateral shoots and roots. Okay, this tissue gives the plant body a linear growth. Linear growth. So, so this particular apical meristem gives the plant body a linear growth. Okay, so here given a left side image, that is apical meristem. Next, we can go for lateral meristem. So this tissue lies on the sides of the plant body. Lies on the sides of the plant body. It lies under the bark of the plant. It lies under the bark of the plant in form of a cambium. See children, in your old book, your intercalary meristem like consider as cambium like that given. So please, if you have that book, please cut that and write here lateral. Okay. So in your old book, they have given cambium at intercalary, but that is not correct. So here lateral meristem, lateral meristematics are called cambium. Okay. So here the tissue lies on the sides of the plant body. It lies under the bark of the plant in form of a carca cambium. Okay, it gives the plant its width or girth. Whatever the apical gives the plant body a linear growth. Apical meristem. This all are comes under meristematic tissue only, which is helpful for like which is responsible for growth of the plant only, children. But again, we have in the three like apical. So here apical tissue gives the plant body a linear growth. Linear growth. But here lateral meristem, it gives the plant its width or girth. Okay. So give the width or girth. That is a lateral meristem. Next, intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem. See here, the tissue is present at the base of the nodes. Base of the nodes. And internodes leaves. Internodes and leaves. Okay. So here, this tissue like is present at the base of the nodes, internodes and leaves, etc. They are also present in between the permanent tissues. They give the plant growth in length. Here we have three type of like already we have discussed like total plant tissues are four: meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue, next vascular tissue. So here the overall that meristematic tissue helps in growth and repair. The tissue that brings about overall growth and repair are called meristematic tissue. So this meristematic tissue is responsible for the growth of the plant. The cells of this tissue continuously divide and later differentiate. Okay. Next, into permanent tissue. So meristematic tissue divide continuously and help in the growth of the plant. So they are of three types, like apical meristem or apical meristematic tissues, and lateral meristem, lateral meristematic tissue. Next, intercalary meristematic tissue or intercalary meristem. Okay. Now we have in apical meristem. So here apical meristem, as in this tissue is present at the apex of the main and lateral shoots and roots. So apex of the main and lateral shoots and roots. So that particular place is this apical meristem is present. This tissue gives the plant body a linear growth. Underline this. Okay. So plant body, the tissue gives the plant body a linear growth. Linear growth. Okay. So next, lateral meristem. This tissue lies on the sides of the plant body. It lies under the bark of the plant in form of a carca cambium. Okay, cambium. Next, it gives the plant its width or girth. Width or girth. So apical meristem gives the plant body a linear growth. Lateral meristem gives the plant its width and width or girth. So likewise, next, intercalary meristem. This tissue is present at the base of the nodes, internodes, leaves, etc. They are also present in between the permanent tissue. They give the plant growth in the length. Okay. So this intercalary meristem give the plant growth in length. Plant growth in length. Okay. So here apical meristem gives the plant body a linear growth. Lateral meristem gives the plant its width or girth. Intercalary meristem gives the plant growth in length. Okay. So now here, please try to fill this from your textbook, which is there in the activity 6. All of you, arrangement of the cells, tissues, shoot tip, root tip, at the tip, at the lateral sides, at the point of branching. At the point of branching, you have to read that and try to fill that particular boxes. Okay. See here, the areas from which branching takes place, okay, are leaf or a flower, okay, stalk grows, we find kind of meristematic tissues called intercalary meristem, like that given. So here clearly about apical meristematic tissue given already. The meristematic tissue at the growing tip that bring about growth in length are called apical meristems. Tissues present around the edges in a lateral manner and giving rise to growth in the girth of stem are called lateral meristem, called cambium also. Areas from which branching takes place are a leaf or a flower stalk grows, we find a kind of meristem, meristematic tissues called intercalary meristem. So this already, and here you will have activity 6, children, in your textbook page number 16. You have to read that. Here we have some activities also, and try to fill that. Okay. At the tip, arrangement of the cells, shoot tip, root tip, and at the tip, at the lateral sides, at the point of branching. So what meristems are present, you have to mention. Meristems are present or absent. If present, what meristems are present, you have to please fill that. Okay, in activity 6. Okay, next class, uh, let us ask you about shoot tips and root tips. Please try to write. So what type of meristematic tissues are present in the shoot tip, root tip? If the like meristematic tissue absent, you just mention absent. If present, you just mention present. I have shown just before that slide, and later in next class I can say that answers also. So you just compare with your answers whether it's correct or not. If you are correct, okay, not, then you can correct that. Okay. Thank you, children. I'm going to wind up the session. Let us meet in next session. Thank you.